Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. First one is from the Oromia region, where government claims that a senior commander of the Oromo Liberation Army has been captured by security forces. Secondly, a look at GDP growth forecast for Ethiopia and Eritrea. IMF 2 days ago published a report. Interestingly, no stats shown about Eritrea. Eritrea is the only African country about whose economy no forecast has been published by the IMFY. Thirdly, Kobo town in North Wallo zone. Thousands of Amhara IDPs have entered Kobo city from Lamata, Koram, etc. reportedly. Firstly, viewers, Oromo Liberation Army. By the way, state media and Ethiopian military commanders are claiming that Oromo Liberation Army is in trouble. They say that sun is setting on the Oromo Liberation Army. Its fighters are surrendering. OLA is collapsing. OLA cannot recover now. They say the same about Fano too, but they say that in Valaga, especially they say about OLA, that OLA is now in its final stages of disintegration. That is what they claim. I'm not saying that this is a real picture on the ground, but this is being claimed by the government. And they are sharing pictures of youths. They say the youths are members of the Oromo Liberation Army. They surrendered. And there are thousands are surrendering in Ola's stronghold, which is Western Oromia or Valaya. Ola is not known for acknowledging its losses, acknowledging its people surrendering, acknowledging infighting. Whenever there are internal problems in Ola, they don't acknowledge that. Whenever their people surrender, they don't confirm that. Rather, they distance themselves from those who are surrendering. They say they're not Ola members. They're ordinary Oromo youths, and they are some are students, some are OLF members. Then they're being shown as if they are OLA members. That is what OLA's strategy has been. They deny, but government's claims are there. Now, according to the military, the government, a senior OLA commander has been captured, has been detained by security forces. His name is Jal Burkacha. His pictures have been released by Ethiopian state media. Again, OLA has not confirmed that. I'll share an update with you about OLA's position. If Jal Burkacha is a senior OLA commander or not, in which capacity was he working, how long has he been part of the Roma Liberation Army. That will speak on in the next video. So far, we're sharing government's claim with you. Secondly, viewers, IMF, International Monetary Fund, has published a report about likely or projected GDP growth across the world in 2024 and 2025. What about Ethiopian and Eritrean economies? The name of this report, the title of this report is World Economic Outlook. The report states that Ethiopian economy will grow around 6.2% in 2024. In 2025, it will grow 6.5%. Well, the average world economic growth this year will remain around 3.2%. It means Ethiopian economy's growth rate is double the average world economy growth rate. And we say that it means the Ethiopian economy is doing better than rest of economies in the world. I don't know. I'm not an economist, but I do know that Ethiopian birr is declining in terms of its value. Ethiopian government is faced with a critical decision whether to lower the value, the worth of bird or not. Inflation slightly under control now, slightly. Banking sector borrowing dominated by 10 borrowers. I'm not aware of any major projects launched in this year, last year for job creation. Any new industrial parks established this year? I'm not aware of that. Rather, some closed last year in 2022, some closed too, when Ethiopia lost access to tax-free US market under AGOA. So maybe Ethiopia is hoping to get bailout packages from IMF, from World Bank, loan suspension already granted to Ethiopia for 2 years by Paris Club members. If, question is, if loan payment suspension is cancelled, if IMF does not give any bailout package to Ethiopia, will Ethiopian economy grow at 6.2% in 2024? This is the most important. So I think, and then we know that Ethiopia is one of the largest recipient of foreign aid as well. Ethiopia has a long way to go in terms of real economic progress. What about Eritrea? No statistics shared about Eritrea by the IMF. Why? Because Eritrea has not been cooperating with IMF. It has not been giving access to IMF in recent years. IMF can only share forecast about the world economies if the countries give access to IMF. IMF officials visit the countries, they collect data from there, they work bilaterally, and then they publish their forecasts. Last time when IMF published data about Eritrean economy, it was in 2019. After that, no forecast shared by IMF about Eritrea. African Development Bank has access to Eritrean economy statistics. And last year, African Development Bank predicted that it said that Eritrean economy was growing at 2.5%. 2.5% in 2022. It grew, and in 2023 it was expected to grow 2.6%, and in 2021 it was 2.3%. So the Eritrean GDP growth was around 2.5% in 2021, 2 and 3.3 according to African Development Bank. But we never know. We don't know what is happening in Eritrea. It's an economy shrouded in mystery. No one really knows how much funding is coming from abroad, how much is being sent by diaspora, how much is the tax collected by diaspora, how much Eritrea earns from exporting its mineral resources. No one really knows. That is why even African Development Bank does not have full access to Eritrean economic figures. I don't think there is any Eritrean government institution like there is Ethiopian Central Statistics Agency. There is no such Eritrean department which publishes figures about Eritrean economy. I'm not aware of that, at least. We don't know what is happening there in Eritrea in terms of economic progress, but IMF is sharing good news about Ethiopian economy. And by the way, when we talk about the GDP growth, we should also talk about population growth as well. If population growth outpaces GDP growth, it means that this GDP growth will not lead to any big change, positive change for the people. Lastly, we have Kobo town, North Wollo zone of the Amhara region. Thousands of IDPs have entered Kobo town in the last 72 hours. It is being confirmed by Kobo town mayor. Obviously, the IDPs are from Malamata, Koram, Bala, Afla, Zata, where Tigray fighters have captured large territories. Military is there, federal police is there too, but in most parts of southern zone, Tigray fighters are in charge. Amharas are fleeing, they are scared, they think that Tigrayans could take revenge. And some might were settled in these areas now. Now they are returning, but they have nowhere to go. According to Kobo mayor, thousands have entered Kobo in the last 72 hours, and they are being kept at a camp outside Kobo city, in industrial area, industrial shelter camp. In an industrial village, this shelter camp has been established, and several thousand are now there at the camp. Camps being set up in Sikota as well, reportedly, because hundreds of Amhara IDPs fled towards Waghemra to Sikota from Koram town. Now, will these IDPs return to southern zone? Will they be settled in some other areas? We don't know. So I said 2 days ago that one set of IDPs is going to return to their homes in southern zone. Another set of people is turning into IDPs, and that is Amhara. Thank you for watching.